Dude, I finally saw Eraserhead, and when I found out that his daughter was born with like webbed toes that they got fixed, and I saw the movie, I was like, dude, that guy is like a douche.
Yeah.
I can't imagine meeting his daughter and seeing that. Like he wanted to kill me because I was deformed, and I brought like that sort of.
Well, now you're a dad, you understand like
webbed toes
and children, the love of children. Bill Burr is with us, the last man left in LA. You've done it. You're here and you're sticking it out.
Oh, there's plenty of guys out here.
No, I know. I'm kidding. But
you know how there's, you know how they try to depict this place.
Yeah.
That it's just a bunch of liberals, swimming around in an infinity pool and talking about gender neutral bathrooms. It's so funny. It's the same way that people out here talk about the red states. Oh, they're out there, fucking their sister. It's just like, you guys all need to do the road.
Yeah.
And intermingle and everybody can just relax.
Yeah. It's stereotypes exist for a reason, but it's these places.
Lack of travel.
Right. That's right. These places are big. That's the other thing. I think people don't realize how big Los Angeles is. So they
don't realize when you go over the Hollywood Hills, it's Trump land.
That's right.
It becomes real conservative. I'm not saying they're into Trump or whatever. I'm not trying to start that shit. I'm just saying they're conservatives. I was like, you go down Magnolia, there's like 12 gun shops down there. Halloween costumes, sort of a strange street.
Yeah. I did the San Jose Improv, and the drive from here up to San Jose, Northern California, takes you through all these farms, and they're all just like, there's like, let's kill Newsom signs and Trump 2024. Like it's red, and then you get to San Jose and San Fran, and it gets blue again.
Yeah.
But California just came in the fourth largest economy in the world. U.S., China, Japan, California. Just beat Germany.
Yeah. Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
About time.
Yeah, just finally.
I love that I so don't pay attention to politics that I don't even know who Newsom is.
The governor.
I know California. His name is Gavin.
Gavin Newsom, yeah. He's the governor. Well, you're busy.
Is he that? I'm not busy. I don't pay attention. Is that Cruz guy running against him, or is he mayor? And he's running against that lady.
Karen Bass and Rick Caruso are running for mayor.
And what I love is Karen is a Republican, right?
She's a Democrat.
She's a Democrat. And this guy was a Republican. Now he says, 2 days ago, I became...
Yeah, he was he's a right-wing guy, but now he's kind of running as a Democrat. And they're in a dead heat.
It's the old billionaire. The old billionaire guy. The old billionaire going to become a politician and help out the little guy.
Yes, he bought the Grove. He owns the Grove. He developed the Grove. You know that?
Yeah, that soulless place.
Yeah,
where I like how you go in there.
Yeah.
How it sucks your soul out, but they're playing this music like you just, luck be a lady tonight.
Yeah.
You just walk around.
Yeah.
You feel successful when you're there.
Yeah. It's a hellscape, and it's a Cheesecake Factory and then a bunch of stores.
With a trolley.
And there's a trolley.
Yeah.
It takes you around. So I apparently do that for the homeless. I don't know what he's going to do, but he's going to solve homelessness with...
I think he's going to put them in his buildings.
Yeah.
That he's going to make. And then there's going to be like a 18-month period. And then he's going to kick them all out. And then he's going to have the building.
Yeah. He's going to give
I think that's how you make $1 billion. You just know how it works. I respect the guy.
Yeah.
That he knows, you know what we're going to do?
Right.
Take all those dirty motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Stick them in this shiny motherfucker. Everyone's going to be like, that's awesome. Then I leave office.
Yeah.
I kick all the dirty motherfuckers out. I got this shiny thing that I'm gonna make the lesser dirty people pay for.
Yeah. I mean, that's
middle class.
That's very possibly what he's going to do.
Or he's a billionaire with a heart of gold.
That's also possible.
The Julia Roberts.
Maybe he's just a good guy.
Yeah. Maybe Richard Gere picked him up and took him out on a date.
Yeah. And now
got him a new tuxedo.
Yeah. Maybe he's a good guy. I mean, his son's a DJ, so he's kind of connected. He's connected to losers and regular people. Perhaps he's, that's the big issue here.
Everybody at this point is either a DJ or an influencer.
Yeah.
There's like 6 degrees of separation. You either know a DJ or an influencer, or you are one.
Your life, you've seen everything change so much from when you started.
Or a podcaster.
Yeah, or a podcaster. You've seen it change so much. Is it better now? Like just life in general. Is life in general better now than it was when you were growing up? Or do you feel like it was better then overall?
That's a sliding scale. It's all like aspects of it were better. I think it was better that you weren't staring at screens all the time. I think it's a better time now for artists. I think it's a better time now for people who aren't white to be able to express what's really happening to them.
Right.
Probably a worse time now for people in hate groups where they can kind of be like, hey, man, I didn't know you hated the same shit I did. You're up in Seattle.
Right.
Like Sleepless in Seattle meets the Klan. Like you kind of get that shit going on. I think it's just like, but obviously the environment, we've kind of pushed it to the limit here.
It feels like it's at the breaking point.
Yeah, I feel bad for young people now that they're kind of down to 2 seasons. It's either summer or winter, it kind of seems in a lot of places. So, and I think people are ignorant too, where they're looking out at LA and out here being like, yeah, good luck. Like, dude, like that's not going to slowly come your way.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, and if we keep going this route, because like I was looking back east, look at the trees, they got the lush land and the lakes and stuff, and it's just like if it keeps getting hotter, all of those trees are going to dry out, and then you're just sitting around like a bunch of old newspapers. So yeah, I think the new thing is going to be it's not going to be to solve it; it's going to be the fireproof house, where you
fireproof
house with the infinity pool inside.
I like that.
So as you sit there and you watch people with less money than you burning to death.
Right.
As you're tweeting, my heart breaks for people with less money than me. You stay in there.
Yeah.
And once they're all gone, then you just sort of absorb.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to go back to those massive ranches that guy, like, like how that one guy owned Griffith Park. Like he gave that to LA. Like one guy had all of that. I think we're going to go back to that once people just sort of get, burned out or washed away by the sea.
It's very possible. What's weird about LA is we do have a lot of homelessness, but all of our hit shows are about real estate. Like every show on Netflix, like Selling Sunset and, buying Beverly
when did
Hills.
They just start dressing like absolute fucking whores.
They're hookers.
Hookers.
Yeah, no.
Dude, I watched one of that Orange County one. This woman was selling a house. She's got these beautiful tits. Probably not real.
Right.
Dude. Everything but her areola.
Yeah.
Her tits were out and then it plunged all the way down here. And I'm just thinking like, if a guy shows up with his wife.
Right.
Like, that's a really weird thing where it says, hey, what'd you think of that house? It looked great. Tell me 2 details of that house.
Right. And none of them know. Like none of these people, if you ask them what the taxes on the house are, they have no idea. Like they don't know any real estate questions. They're just hot. And
I'm sure they know. But what I'm saying is,
they don't seem to know that much.
Those are the kinds of women you want to fuck it as a guy. If you're successful, you want to stay away from.
Yeah. Because
they will take your life.
They'll eat you.
Yes.
Yeah.
They will eat you and then play the victim and cancel you.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're well positioned.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, that right there, that was a movie star.
Right.
She was a movie star.
Now she sells houses.
She's selling a fucking 1-level ranch with an open floor plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you not buy the house the second you walk in there?
Well, and I think a lot of them are trading on the fact that they'll meet rich guys and then perhaps, they might marry those guys.
No, you know what I think it is? I think it is that you never used to sell houses on TV.
Right.
And then what happened was probably all the ugly people got shamed out of that business.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they would because back in the day, stewardesses were hot.
Right.
I think all the hot stewardesses are now selling houses.
They are not hot anymore.
They're not. They look like me.
No, flight attendants look like they're...
That's not true. I've seen some.
Some of them are pretty, but some of them are weathered.
No, if you're on a mainstream airline flying across the country, that's seniority. So there's going to be some miles on that one, right?
Yeah.
If you take a puddle jumper, right? Instead of playing Denver, you're doing Colorado Springs.
Right.
Maybe Grand Junction.
Right. That's where you get somebody who's cute.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but the LA to New York.
But at that point, I'm 54, so I can't look at her anyways, or else I'm a creep.
New York to LA or LA to New York, which is what I do a lot, it's a lot of older women.
You got hags.
Yeah, who've had it.
They've had it.
They've had it.
I've had it.
Yeah.
They've had it.
Yeah, they're like, put the strap, and they go the seatbelt. They go, and the shoulder strap. Like as soon as I walk in. Yeah,
they're like that comic that stopped writing jokes and he hates his act.
Right. They just got to keep doing it, keep rolling through. But what's interesting about what you said about the fireproof house is that is probably going to be kind of a reality as stuff gets worse. Nobody's going to want to.
The sad thing is none of the politicians are in a position to turn on corporations.
Right.
Because they're all grossly underpaid politicians, and they do it because they're supposed to be public service. But what you're really doing is it's so the rich people can have them in their pockets. They need them. That's why, the stuff that like those 24-hour news networks go after, it's never, they're not going to go after like the big guys that feed them. They go after, stand-up comedians telling jokes and, some guy slaps somebody at a mall. Right. What is this? What is happening to the fabric of America? Right. And they just kind of...
they don't go after like Blackstone that buys all these houses now and pushes the values of them up, and they've locked people out of renting. Like they don't go after companies like that. Like over the
pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah, they don't
just
go after
selling
that.
Synthetic heroin. That's all. Yeah. Killing hundreds of thousands of people, devastating families.
There's one.
That's no big deal. But did you see what Tim Dillon said?
Right.
In San Jose. And then that's like, what do they call that when you're, it was like that joke I did at Red Rocks when I saw a bunch of fucking liberal idiots out here going after dead John Wayne.
Right.
I'm speaking to dead power.
Yeah,
like they were doing their thing as a white person that day. It was just so fucking stupid, right?
Settling scores with dead people.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Putting them historically in perspective. The alive white guy that still has power that I need to get my movie made. I won't speak to him.
Right.
But I'll try to change the name of an airport.
Yeah.
You're welcome, black people.
Does that ever, do you think, what changes that where corporations run everything? They just seem to run everything and they will forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only game to play now is yourself as far as just try to be a nice person.
Right.
An individual. I was talking to you earlier. I said, hey, I ran into this squirrely little guy. Watch yourself if you're around, just shit like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, I've been doing this bit in my act about talking about what your job as an older person is to help out younger people.
Right.
And whatever mistakes you made, you just tell them this is what I did. This didn't work. And this is what worked. And that's what you're supposed to be doing. And I think that, if you're a comic that's doing well, part of that of doing well is helping out comics that are struggling. It just is. And I think, if you're a white person, you should shut up and listen to people of other races saying what their experience is.
Right.
Rather than trying to be like, well, actually, Africans actually sold black people into slavery. Yeah. So slavery was like just doing that. That shit is
that's not helpful.
Well, then it's like you're playing teams. You know what I mean? Like I'm a Patriots fan. I can sit here and tell you that Mac Jones kicked that guy in the balls deliberately when he did that slide. I mean, it was a fucking dirty play.
Right.
There was a helmet to foot fucking hit right there. Okay. But what people do is you can get so into whatever the fuck you are, whatever the hell you're rooting for, like Astro fans, where, when was the last time you saw an Astro fan? Have you ever heard an Astro fan say, we are the first team that literally fixed a World Series since the 1919 White Sox? They don't. Right up until that moment, they were like, the fucking Patriots, fucking cheaters, Deflategate, and da-da-da-da-da. When this movie I did, there was an actor on it who was an Astro fan. I asked him about it. He goes, everybody does it. Big smile on his face. Everybody does it. Everybody does that.
Yeah, no, everyone does not do that.
Everybody knows what pitch is coming. I don't think they did that. So that's been kind of bugging me. Not that they did it, because I'm a Red Sox fan and we had 180, 200.
There's not enough people angry at them.
They're not getting shit about it. And what I've kind of realized is if you do some ticky-tack shit, that story will last forever. Pumping crowd noise in, they weigh your football and it's a cunt hair lighter.
Yeah.
That'll last forever.
Something big.
That fucks with everybody's money.
Right. See, that's swept under the rug.
Yeah. They investigated. There's a quick judgment. This guy, that guy, and that guy. That's it. All right. And then nobody, like I watched that Yankees series against them. They didn't fucking bring it up once. And I was, that's because I haven't given them shit until now. I'm like, all right, I don't give a fuck that you did it.
Yeah.
But you should get your just desserts of shit for it.
Yeah. Well, some things stick. And some things don't.
I think that's what I was trying to say, Tim.
Yeah, that's it.
You really just summed it up. If you were going to commercial, that would have been perfect.
Kevin Spacey just got off. He may be back. He just he was found not responsible or not liable in a New York or jury let him. So he might come back.
Not liable for what?
He's some 14-year-old claimed he sat on him or something. He grabbed him. He some sexual assault type of thing that they just figured out. They were like, they said, we're not gonna, today is your day. You get to leave the court and we're going to say you're not liable.
That is going to be the funniest charge I've ever heard in my life. He sat on a 14-year-old.
Well, that's
Please tell me he had clothes on.
Yeah, you know he had clothes on.
Allegedly.
It's allegedly he was,
Kevin, you allegedly sat on a 14-year-old. How do you plead?
He said he picked him up like a groom does a bride and, put him on a bed and lay down on him. And then the guy was like, whoa, he was at a party. And they just did a court case and they let him go. They said, you're okay.
There's no way. That's one of those things where you're like, he did it. You know it was creepy. There's just no way to prove it.
It's
like the
no
world,
way to prove it. Yeah.
What I have learned is the world, that system, it really protects, it just, it's weird. It's so fucking hard to prove. How do you prove that?
You can't. You just got to go on the stand and get teary-eyed and say that guy did it. And then he's going to get up or somebody's going to get up and go, no, he didn't. And then the jury's got to make up their mind.
I know. And then you can't punch him in the face because then you get busted for assault.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
So
all I can say is I hope he is innocent. I hope he didn't do that.
I hope he didn't.
I hope he didn't sit on a 14-year-old.
I hope he did not do it.
I hope he didn't do that. That's all.
If I had a gun to my head, I'd say there's a good chance.
We were so far apart at the beginning of this podcast, and we've found a middle ground. We both hope.
Some things stick, some things don't. Some people come back with the Me Too thing. Some people do, some people don't.
Some people know what a chair is. Some people confuse it with a 14-year-old.
That's right.
They're wearing muted colors. I mean, it's an easy mistake to make.
Who knows? The mind does crazy things.
Yeah.
Some politicians get away with a lot of stuff. Nancy Pelosi gets away with some stuff, the trading and stuff. And, and some people don't get away with anything.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, she does. Her and her husband, they're really rich. She's really rich.
They're all rich.
Yeah.
They all do unbelievably well in the private sector.
That's right.
It's amazing. Everything they touch turns to fucking gold. Every senator makes like $150,000. They're all worth like $20 million. Every president does 1 or 2 terms, making $200,000 a year, and then buys a $20 million house on Martha's Vineyard. Nobody says shit.
Nobody says
shit, but if you do a fucking, I don't know, some rapey joke.
Yeah, it's a problem.
All of a sudden, you're Jesus, what are you doing to the fabric?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh? What are you doing to the quilt?
It's you're one of the most successful comics ever. Do you ever get asked to?
How about that?
Well, I think that's statistically true. Do you ever get asked to perform for these types of people? Like, I know that certain guys do private gigs or corporate gigs where like you're around. No,
I don't. And I wouldn't either.
Right.
Because then it's
I will.
Because
if there's
no, there was a time where I would have, but I'm in a position now where I don't need to, and I wouldn't, because I don't want to have a relationship with any of those people. My job is to make fun of those people.
That's right.
Not to go there and play grab ass with them.
Yeah.
And then the next time they do something fucked up, I feel like I can't joke about it because I went to the black tie event with you.
Yeah.
I have no.
And those crowds aren't good. They suck. The shows aren't fun for the most part.
I think the Correspondents' Dinner was a cool thing to do until they televised it. And then every side just like loses their fucking mind.
Yeah.
Whoever the comic is that goes up there and trashes whatever colored tie the person's fucking wearing. It's really.
Would you do the Correspondents' Day? I wonder if I don't think they'd have you because they'd be like terrified.
They wouldn't be terrified. They just.
Well, they wouldn't want, Dude,
those guys like have dead bodies on their brain.
Yeah,
they think they couldn't fucking handle me with one nerd with a drone.
Yeah.
Fly by my bedroom window. They are not terrified of anybody.
Yeah.
They just want to have a nice night.
They just want to have a fun time.
Yeah, a fun time. That's it. They just look at me like the jerk off I am.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
whatever file cabinet the jerk off, but believe me, dude, they run shit.
Yeah.
Or at least work for the people that are running it.
They certainly work for the people that are running it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I do the improvs.
Yeah. They're good rooms.
I don't think I'm a threat.
They're good rooms. A few decades ago, private citizens used to be largely that, private. What's changed? The internet. Think about everything you've browsed, searched, watched, tweeted. Now imagine all that data being crawled through, collected, and aggregated by third parties in a permanent public record, your record. Having your private life exposed for others to see what was once something only celebrities worry about. But now everybody's going to have that issue. So to keep my data private, we use ExpressVPN. Everybody does. There's hundreds of data brokers out there. They're all trying to steal your information and sell it. So go to ExpressVPN. It's so important to have. They scramble your IP address. Nobody knows it's you. It's hard to sell your data. So if you, like me, you believe your data is your business, go to expressvpn.com/Tim Dillon. Get 3 months for free. That's crazy. expressvpn.com/Tim Dillon. If you use the promo code, you get 3 months for free. So you do not have people stealing and harvesting your data, selling it to third parties. You retain your privacy and you get 3 months for free. expressvpn.com/Tim Dillon. I use it. Everybody I know uses it. They're all happier. They're all more private. Go do it. Do you think that when climate, do you think in the next 30 years, 50 years, do you think there's a timeline on it where it gets hairy? Like, because it gets hairy.
As a non-scientist, I have no idea.
You observe things. You're out there in the world.
Yeah, what's the deal with global warming?
I say 30 years. That's what I've been saying. Just based on my calculations. Driving around, rolling the window down.
Well, the thing that happened to me when I had a kid is I became more positive about the future because that's the only thing you can do. Because if you start thinking that, in 30 years we're fucked, for some of me, I'm 54. Now I'll be 84. If I get 84 years before I burst into flames,
yeah, that's great.
Whatever's going to happen, or get washed out from some fucking rogue wave, yeah, that's fine. But for my kids, that isn't fine. So I have to believe that even these lunatics, these fucking lunatics, that run, like, the people that run corporations are fucking lunatics. These people, even people who are involved with this designed obsolescence where everything you just have to fucking throw out. I was talking the other day how, like, you'd buy a fucking TV when I was a kid. You had it for like 25 years.
Yeah.
And the tube would break. The guy'd come over, put a new tube in it. It was like a showpiece. And now it's like, I don't know how many flat screen TVs all of a sudden it's just like, this thing isn't, it's not up to par. They should make them where you can just sort of switch something out of the back, or we could all at some point just say, hey, you know what? I think the picture's clear enough.
Right.
Why don't we just stop? I don't need to see every fucking pore on the inside the guy's fucking, inner ear when I'm watching him tell me, if fucking the Trailblazers won.
Well, it's a lot of it's like the phone. It's like a new phone every year, new phone charger every year. Kids that grow up.
The new charger doesn't fit the old charger. You just got to throw it all out. And places like that, from what I heard, don't want to get sued. They would rather pay the fine. The fine is so much less than the money that they make. And they got to start making the fine more. But they don't make any fucking money. And you know goddamn well those corporations, they give money. They give money and they give money to these politicians.
Yeah.
It's all to shut them the fuck up so they can keep. Dude, the fact that you can't drink water out of a river anywhere. Yeah. In my lifetime that happened, you got to drink bottled water and all that. That basically these corporations poisoned the water supply. Dude, if I do that, you do that, that's a terrorist act. You're in jail for the rest of your life. These fucking guys, they ding, 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 ding. They fucking, the money's out there and they just create like a new mark. Well, why we go, you got the space behind you. We're going too deep here.
Well, you know what it is?
It's too deep.
It's the influence of the background.
It's not even noon yet.
It's the influence. It's the influence. You're in the desert. This is what we got to change the studio. During the pandemic, it made a lot of sense to kind of be in this desert landscape. But now that things are back, we want to lighten it up a bit because it's a vortex.
Right. What you should have is maybe it's dawn, like the sun.
Maybe we'll do that.
Just starting to come.
We'll do that, perhaps.
Civil twilight.
Yeah, because this sucks you in. You want to start yelling about the poison rivers. That's the backdrop it is. You want to start, but
no, I just wish people would just like not be assholes to each other.
What you said made a lot of sense.
And then when they do, like, I saw this thing the other day just randomly on whatever fucking site I was on. Or it was a text thread between me and my friends. Look at this new weapon that fucking, China has. It was a fucking robot dog with like a machine gun.
Yeah.
just sends me this. So I'm going, I'm sure we already have one of those. And pretty soon it'll fly over a football game and we're all going to cheer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and get like worked up about China and all that. Like, I know that they have sociopaths over there too.
Right.
As we have them over here. So I just sort of look at it that way. You know what I mean? It's kind of like how we looked at Red Sox and Yankees. It's like, you spend way too much money. We spend way too much money. You guys did a bunch of roids. We did a bunch of roids.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like their dirt is dirtier than our dirt.
No, it's not.
So I kind of look at that. I am really overly simplifying like world events. But
it's a good outlook when you said people just focus on yourself and not being a piece of shit.
Yeah, and helping people out.
Rather
than blaming them for their situation or just, hey, pull your fucking self. But I mean, I'm not saying that telling somebody to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Like, I like really believe in a lot of conservative stuff and a lot of liberal stuff. And what it is this, there's nothing wrong with either outlook. It's the application of it. It's when you do it. There's a time to give somebody a hug and there's a time to go get your gun.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you shouldn't always get your gun. Then you're an oppressive asshole.
Sometimes.
If you're always walking around hugging people, you're going to end up in the trunk of somebody's car.
Right. And now we have this weird thing where we hug people with a gun. Like, we have this very weird middle of the road, strange thing where like nothing feels genuine on either side. I think that's my biggest takeaway, is that like things don't feel authentic. Things feel very engineered and managed. And I hope we get to a point when people are more just, a little more natural. I feel like things are.
Well, that's because I think because so many people are on TV now.
Yeah.
Even like you have your own Instagram page and
Yeah.
all of that type of stuff. That's why, like, I think overall, like the level of fashion, cooking, and just looks. Like how people look. I mean, I love old movies and shit. And I'll look at some guys and I'm like, that guy's fucking 31. He looks like he's 56.
Yeah.
Like, that's what a 56-year-old looks like that lives in a city.
Yeah.
Like some of the people back then, I mean,
guys like Brian Dennehy used to exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Brian Dennehy was kind of a sex symbol to certain types of women. My nanny, my grandmother from Ireland, loved Brian Dennehy. Now,
like guys like George Kennedy. George Kennedy always looked like he was 63. His whole career. I don't know if you know who that guy is, but he was in those.
Get up George Kennedy.
He was in Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah.
He actually was played opposite Frank Drebin in The Naked Gun.
Yeah, he was. I know exactly who it is.
Yeah.
He was never young.
Look at that guy's face.
Yeah.
Always looked old. Even like the.
Yeah.
Well, let's try to get when he's sort of young. Look up young George Kennedy.
And still.
And you can see, too, look at that guy is like, you would not want to fight that guy.
No.
On any level. There you go. Look at that one.
Still could pass for his mid-40s there.
Yeah. Good looking son of a bitch.
He was distinguished.
Yeah. Get mad at them eggs.
He was a distinguished guy.
Yeah. There was no
Timothy Chalamet.
Well, people
and
smoked,
God bless him.
People smoked and they drank. They ate fucking, like, they didn't know how to put the diet together or whatever that they were eating. Nowadays, I mean, I just met a guy who was an agent and all he drinks is like these fucking smoothie shakes. And this guy, dude, I've never said this about another man. He was radiant.
Yeah.
Like I thought about him for like 3 days. His hair was like a fucking, like a, like those collies that are at Westminster.
Yeah, it's a border collie.
Shiny.
Yeah, you would brush.
He had like, when the chicks do that thing in the shampoo commercial from behind and it comes down and there's like that rainbow. Like that was in this guy's hair.
You think a guy like that that's so radiant eventually just hits a point one day where he just, is it like Michael Douglas in Falling Down, where he just at a stoplight one day just gets out of his car and just starts going nuts? Like people that are
what would be him going now? He goes into a Jack in the Box?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Puts
like he has,
grease on his face.
French fries. I mean, he loses it and has a mozzarella stick. But I mean,
I love how you compare just drinking smoothies to a guy going on a shooting spree.
Well, I just mean that, like, it seems like it's got an expiration date. That's all. Like a life of smoothies.
Oh, no, I think it was beyond that. Like, I think he was one of those people that went to scientists and had his DNA. It was fucking impressive.
Yeah.
So
is that impressive, or is a little bit of it like, I don't know. I understand that it is impressive to keep yourself.
Look, there's obviously a level of ridiculous vanity to it, but to just know that that's possible.
Yeah.
You know, it was very like Michael Jordan.
Right.
Like a lot of those moves that kids did for the last 20 years is because Jordan showed you that you could do it. Right. And that's the genius of the first guy, the Jimi Hendrix, the Eddie Van Halen's, the guys like that. So like, as far as like being like in shape, you know, that guy did not make me afraid of being 60 at some point.
He's inspired. Well, people are getting older and older and looking better and better. And maybe, I mean, people are thriving well into old age.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's interesting.
Well, considering they turned our food into poison, I don't know how we're doing it.
Well, because we're turning it back into non-poison, but it just takes money. Because you can really eat the best of the best.
All right, now what do you think you need to make a year?
Yeah,
to eat the way a fucking hobo ate in the 1920s, where everything was fucking organic.
Yeah, you'd have to make a lot. You have to make a lot of money.
What do you think? What do you think the number is?
Well, 200,000 a year. After taxes in this state, easily. To eat wild salmon, to eat organic everything. Yeah. You don't think so?
That seems low. Dude, organic food is fucking,
it might be low.
It's super expensive and then it goes bad really quick.
Immediately.
Like the fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
The way you eat the fries in the McDonald's on the way home, you got to be eating the fruits and vegetables.
Will you let your children have fast food every now and then? Like, because my parents let us have it all the time, which was the wrong way to do it. Mm-hmm. In the 90s, they would McDonald's, it was like, hey, party time, Wendy's, all that stuff. Very bad.
Oh, Wendy's. Wendy's was like going out getting steak when I was a kid.
Wendy's was amazing.
Do you remember when they used to have the newspaper tabletop, the old-timey newspapers?
And a salad bar?
Yeah, that nobody went to?
Nobody went to it, but it had pudding. Wendy's was the top of the line fast food when I was growing up.
It was the only one that actually looked like it used real meat.
Yeah. And they had the square burger.
Which was weird.
It was weird, but it was the way for them to say this is meat. It was the way for them to say it's different. We're different.
That was it, yeah. Branding.
It was a weird brand where they were like, no, this is an actual thing.
Yeah, to answer your question, I don't take them out for fast food, but their relatives do.
Okay.
You know, the grandmas, the uncles and stuff like that.
Someone's got to be cool.
But yes, exactly.
Right.
And I'm not supposed to be cool because I'm your dad. So I'm your day to day.
Right.
So if I'm your day to day, for the most part, you're not going to have it. And then you're going to be psyched when your uncle comes over, your nana or whatever, and they're going to take you to McDonald's or Jack in the Box or whatever. It's, like when that's kind of how like we weren't allowed to drink soda when I was growing up. But if we went out to get pizza, you could order it. And when we went out but we used to go out to McDonald's all the time. Like that was like going out to eat. Yeah. That was another thing too. Yeah. Like, I think when you talk about something that was better back then, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make this point by saying McDonald's was our idea of fine dining, but like the fact that you just didn't know all of this stuff.
You were happy with simpler things.
Like I would say, like how mainstream high-end fashion is now, where I had never heard of Louis Vuitton, Yves Saint Laurent, all this stuff. I mean, now, I got a wife, so now I know all of that shit. But like those stores back in the day were on Rodeo Drive and on Fifth Avenue in New York. And I think that you maybe in Chicago on what is that? What's Michigan
Mile.
Avenue.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Like women like dreamed of someday going to these stores and seeing this fashion that they saw, like, I don't know who, like
the Oscars,
the Breakfast at Tiffany lady there. Right. And now I remember when I was doing some road gig through some road trip through the South, and we were like Mobile, Alabama or something. Someplace it was really exciting because I'd watched that Ken Burns' The War, and they made all those battleships down there. So it was really a historic place to go to. And I went to the local mall, and there was a Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. They're everywhere.
I don't know if it was Mobile, Alabama, but it was somewhere. And it was like, it's, and I've noticed that too. The amount of people like going into Coach on a plane, I don't know if they're real bags or not, but you see this high-end bag, and I'm just thinking to myself, when I sat back there, dude, I just had like a fucking gym bag.
Right.
And it's just, is that kind of thing of like just knowing too much. And also I think a lot of people that are in the public eye, they kind of sell having that stuff, making you happy and shit like that.
And none of it does.
No, there's a couple things. You get yourself a nice watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A nice koozie that has your initials on it.
You said to me about my car, which is a Bentley. You said to me, nobody believes that's your car. Everybody thinks you're driving. And you know what? I realized you're correct. Everybody thinks I'm a driver.
They think you're parking it for
They
someone.
think I'm parking it because they're all nice to me. Like if I go to Vaughn's, a grocery store, and in the Bentley, nobody gives me a look like, oh, this guy's a piece of shit. They're like, oh, he's running an errand for somebody. But that was the dumb thing.
He's a personal assistant.
he's poor. I can't believe his boss lets him drive the car. But that was the dumb thing I got where it's like I wanted to get a dumb thing. You know? Sometimes you got to get a dumb thing. And it's a nice car, but sometimes you have to get a dumb thing.
You know, we would tease in Verzi.
Yeah.
When he did your podcast.
Yeah.
Was when you took him out in a white Bentley.
Yeah.
And took him out for Italian food. You said, watch out. I go, he's grooming you.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't
and
take.
That's how you would groom
can't
him.
take exactly. You take out an Italian. In a high end car with white that fucking, you know.
You give him sneakers. That's it. That's all you'd have to do.
It's over. Well, Verzi, that is the keys to that safe.
All right, but you're a watch. Like you'll appreciate a nice watch. So it's like everybody's got something that.
No, you know what I like? Yeah. I like people that are really good at what they do, provided it doesn't hurt anybody else. So I am into like cars, trucks, motorcycles. I like watching people hunt. I'm right now, like I've been watching people like power wash driveways and walkways. Right. It's just there's something so satisfying about it. Maybe because I'm a homeowner or whatever. And I'm like, I got to fucking get somebody to power wash my driveway. That would be great. And then there's all these laws about, using the water out here.
I love the Box of Awesome from Bespoke Post because what you do is you take a quiz, and it doesn't have to be for you. It's great to give as a gift, or it can be for you. This quiz establishes things you're into. Are you an outdoorsman? Do you like cooking? Whatever. Then you get a box every single month. 90% of it, of the things in the box, come from American small businesses, okay? These boxes contain all kinds of cool things that are related to your general area of interest, okay? Could be cocktail kits, could be things for traveling, things for camping, things for doing all kinds of stuff, woodworking, whatever you happen to be into, they will put these little boxes together. It's great to give to somebody who's moving to a new city or who's going to college because it's a 12-month gift. You can stop and start at any time. Each box is valued at around $70, but you only pay a fraction of that price. Plus, with each Box of Awesome, you're supporting small business. 90%, like I said, of everything comes from a small company. So if you want to do this, which is a great fucking gift, get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com. Enter the code Tim Dillon at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com. Enter the code Tim Dillon at checkout. It's one of my favorite things that we sell on the show. I signed up for this. I got a box and it had like pancake flour, a loaded gun. It had the tail of a cat. It had some voodoo shit to curse myself or others. It was really, really cool. One box had a vial of blood and just kind of a ransom note in it that was taken, the letters from the different magazines. It was cut out. One box just, had a picture of Richard Nixon and some literature. I love it. It's just great. So go to boxofawesome.com, enter promo code Tim Dillon, boxofawesome.com, promo code TIMDILLON. ShipStation is what everybody uses to ship products. They work with all the different shippers and carriers, and it allows you to focus on whatever the most important part of your business is: originating new ideas, working on the, marketing of those ideas. ShipStation just allows you to basically run your back office. It keeps track of your orders, okay? It works with everybody: Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, making it easier to manage all your shipping needs from one simple dashboard. You maximize your sales with minimal effort. Save time with consolidated order management, automated shipping, updates for your customers. Easily compare carriers, rates, and delivery times to get the most out of every single send. I love ShipStation. It's so easy. It's really, really great. You never worry about where the stuff's going. If it got there, you know everything. You don't have to really be anxious. Go to ShipStation.com today and sign up with promo code Tim Dillon. You get a free 60-day trial. Start today and get set up before the biggest shipping season of the year, because this is going to be crazy. If you're making little like trinkets in your house, maybe you're selling, like making little ornaments out of acorns that people could put on the Christmas tree. Maybe you're doing some type of craft that you're selling to people on the internet, and people like it and they're going, wow. But you go, I got to focus on making the acorn, look like Santa Claus. Then you can't worry about the shipping. You see, if you're focused, if you're sitting home and maybe you've had a couple of drinks, you got half a bag on, and you're putting googly eyes on an acorn, making them look like Santa Claus because you don't want to live anymore, and you're trying to make a little money, the last thing you need is to worry about shipping. So you go to ShipStation.com, sign up with promo code Tim Dillon, TIMDILLON, for a free 60-day trial. Start today and get set up before everything goes crazy for the holidays. That's 2 months free. Visit ShipStation.com, click the microphone at the top, type in code Tim Dillon.
But chefs or something like that. And so I'll get into something. And then what I always do is I use like the Dave Attell thing. It's like, I want to find the Dave Attell of pizza makers, where other pizza makers are going to stand in the back and watch this guy make a pizza, right, or customize a car, or build like a motorcycle or something like that. So, I'm fascinated with all that. There's a kid that Dean Del Rey introduced me to that Roll Club is the name of his thing. He's like I met him. He's a 24-year-old cobbler and literally makes shoes the old school way, like by hand. You go down there, he traces your foot on a piece of paper. You come back 2-3 weeks later, and you just have this shoe that just fits you like a glove.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So I am like that. Those are the types of people I like.
Yeah. Finding people that do something really well.
Yeah. And because they have a passion for it, and then they somehow figured out, how to make money off of it.
Yeah.
So they can keep doing it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, those are the things that, if you're lucky enough to meet those people, those are the things that leave a mark on you. When you go to a restaurant and somebody's like really good and really, even a waiter who really cares. Like,
really career cares. Waiter.
No,
like at Musso and Frank's, they're fucking unbelievable.
They're unbelievable. Yeah. Like Smith & Walensky's in New York City, or
those guys are fantastic. They know your name. They know what drink you like.
Yes.
Like there's some shit from back in the day that needs to come back, but you don't do it ironically, and you don't do it in a hipster way. That's the hardest fucking thing.
Right.
Is when you go in there and they know who you are. They know what you drink. You come in there like, I have some friends of mine, they got their name up there on the restaurant, the little gold thing there. So they come in, they know the table they like.
Yeah.
They know the night that they go in there.
Right.
And, they know his kid's name. He never really brings his kid in there, but like, they know he has a kid. They know all of that type of stuff. And that's sort of kind of like connective tissue, where it's like this is like solid and this is real. I think it's kind of a hard thing. Getting back to DJs, I find the more places I go to, it's so fucking loud. I went out to go get sushi with my wife the other night. My ears are shot. Obviously, I had to put fucking earplugs in.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, because what they're doing is
everything feels like a club.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
And it's like, aren't we supposed to be creating this vibe? If we're not cool enough to create a vibe, then we should sit here in the boringness that is us. But instead, like you listen to it, I feel like I'm in the beginning of a movie. Like, oh shit, is there going to be like a car chase? Is somebody going to pull out a weapon here? Like, what's going to happen? It's like, oh, wait, we're just getting sushi.
Well, that's where I feel like everything feels weirdly engineered, where every place you go, there's music, there's a vibe that's being created, and you hit it on the head. And a lot of times,
dude, it was in the parking lot. Yeah. You heard it in the restaurant. You went in the restroom. You couldn't get it. There was just a fucking DJ, just fucking right there.
And the vibe is off. A lot of times it's the wrong vibe. You're like, this is not what we want. A spicy tuna roll. We don't want Molly, and we're not in Ibiza.
Yeah. I'm not at a rave.
Right. Yeah. Well,
I got a yellowtail roll.
Yeah. But that's where you see it. It's like nothing's enough anymore. No one can just sell sushi. See, what you were talking about is like the cobbler's just selling shoes.
Yeah.
You don't walk into his thing and hear a DJ. When you're really, really good at something, you just sell the thing. When you're like, there's a million sushi restaurants wherever you are, they're all going, okay, well, we're going to be the one with the DJ. Like, they all have to compensate for the fact that there's a million other things that people can do.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think back in the day, like,
there was less.
Well, I think scenes could develop.
Right.
Where,
now as soon as something develops, it's co-opted immediately. As soon as somebody sniffs out a little bit of money in something.
Yeah, and then people kind of like rip it off or whatever. So, but maybe that's the new scene. Maybe scenes aren't small. Maybe they just got bigger and I'm too old to realize that. I don't know, but like... can
you give me an example of something that you're talking about that was just...
I would say, well, like, star car racing coming out of the South where it was just these moonshiners. My car's faster than your car. They started racing each other. That builds into that. People skateboarding out here.
Yeah.
Turns into this global thing.
And it took a while for those things to happen.
Yeah, rap music in New York City, and all of a sudden that like goes global. Music was a big thing. Like there was like a sounds, oh, that's a San Francisco sound, that's a Seattle sound, that's a Philly sound, New York, Boston had a scene, and everybody would like, and whatever back in the day, I mean, it was the gatekeeper days where they would just be like, all right, if they decided, I guess, I don't know how it worked, this is the new sound, then they would go there and then that scene would be cool. But like they were able to kind of develop, like I remember reading Miles Davis's autobiography, and that was like back then, like before like TV and like even fucking, I think radio was just around. So you just had like, everybody was like cauterized these scenes. They didn't intermingle. So they would take, people were aware of jazz and swing music, but it became whatever like Eddie you was spinning in, and it would develop like that, and then it would develop. And then when they would get to New York City and that Minton's jazz place I always heard about, it was like you
the
came
Village
up,
Vanguard.
Yeah, you came up in St. Louis. I came up in New Orleans and Chicago, and then we went there, and then mixed with New York people, and then it became something else. But like I could learn so much from you because you would be so developed and separate and different. So I think,
is it good for comics to put out a lot of stuff all the time? I know that young comics.
I love the faith you have in me with these big fucking questions. Like,
you're the guy. Well, you're one of the guys to ask.
Okay. Well, just know that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But go ahead.
Dude, with comics, everybody puts out a lot of stuff now, and back then you would work on something longer, and you wouldn't put it out. Like, is it good to put out a lot of stuff? Like
I think it's an individual thing.
Right.
It all depends on what you're trying to do. There's everybody from, I want to be one of the great comics of all time to I want to use this to get into TV and movies. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I never had a problem with people that did stand up for a minute just so they could launch a TV. Like it's not mine.
Right.
Like these people who feel like because they do stand up that they own stand up. It's like you don't. People can do it for whatever the fuck reason.
Right.
You got canceled, so now you got to do stand-up. I get it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Good luck. I hope you fucking, whatever. But I just, it all depends on what you want to do. If you want to be like a brand, and God knows there's a lot of money in that. I think putting out content, a lot. I always compare everything. I usually end up comparing it eventually to music or sports. So the bands and musicians that I like, they seem to take time. And they always know right when you're sitting there going like, fuck, man, are they going to put out another album? And then bam. And then they're promoting it and they're everywhere and they do the tour and then they're just gone. And then they just like, I feel like live life. I find for like writing jokes, I need to have a lot of like be living life. Like this year, doing this movie, and also trying to do a stand-up tour, I found was too much. I mean, I loved both of them, but to do both of them at the same time and then try to be a dad and a husband and all that became, that was a lot. So something had to suffer. And I feel like my act has been moving like a glacier. And, now that we just locked the movie, And all of a sudden I feel like, Elephant or Kevin Spacey just got off my chest.
Right.
Allegedly. I feel like, I went down to the store the other night after having a couple, 2-3 days and not, put my nose to the grindstone, and my brain just felt like empty in a good way. And I went up there and I started riffing, and I had just the best time.
Yeah.
And I got all like this new shit out, and, I did 20 minutes and it felt like I did like 5 minutes. It was one of those nights. And, like, I don't know. I think it all depends on how, I need that to still be doing stand-up at an acceptable level. Other people seem to me to just be like tireless, like they can just keep going. So to answer your question, I mean, I think that's just an individual thing. And there's a tremendous amount of wasted energy as a comedian for you to look at another comedian and be like, what the fuck are they? They're always fucking, It's like, who gives a shit? That's what they want to do.
Young guys got to figure it out, like on their own, how they want to do it.
Yeah. And hating on other comedians is part of being a young comic. That is.
Yes, sure.
I did that in my 20s. In your 30s,
I think Stanhope said the second best thing about comedy is killing, and the first best thing is sitting in the back of the room with a bunch of other comics going, that guy sucks. It was like, I think that was the movie you just wrapped.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you to shoot?
We did it in 24 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you did it all in one location?
Well, we did it out here in LA.
Okay.
So, because everybody involved with getting the thing going, was married and had kids and that type of thing. So it's just like, you're writing the script. Where does it take place? You're like, it takes place here.
Right here. When does it come out?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
That's all being decided by the people that decide all that stuff. So
when you lock a movie, it means the editing's over.
Yeah, the editing is over. So what we have to do now is we have a little bit of scoring that we have to do, and we have to color it. And then there's the ADR, which is basically any lines that were either mumbled, said too quickly, or there was a car driving by or a helicopter or something. So that's the last few things you put in. And then they get a release date, and then you go on the press tour, and then it comes out, and hopefully it, when it comes out, then you do all the shows, which are now like podcasts.
Yeah.
Are
you happy with it?
Yes. Very happy.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was, it's we'll see. I mean, we just screened it in Vegas, which, that's America right there. Everybody.
You can't get more American.
Yeah. It's like everybody from every state, every political background, and people were howling at watching it. So I got
I heard that it was
excited.
Verzi said it's amazing. Like, very insanely funny.
It's funny. It's funny. I don't overhype anything. I think if you see it, you're going to laugh and you're going to feel like you got your money's worth.
You think comedies might come back a little bit? I think it wasn't profitable for a lot of studios to make them because DVDs.
No, they just got caught up in all of this shit, and they listen to their lawyers and stuff.
Right.
And they think that everybody, like people out here and in New York, they live in a bubble. Like they're not living in reality. And it's really hard to convey that to them. And I understand their position too, because, the person who sits behind you and I, if we do something that bombs, fuck it, I got my podcast, I got my road dates, whatever. They get fired.
That's right.
And they lose their benefits. They could lose their house, and God knows, so they're going to be way more conservative, and the sky is falling is going to land with them a lot easier. So you have to have empathy for them. So, but I just wish that they would come on the road with us and see what, that people are, they have their own lives. They're too busy to give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing I always said about, there is hatred in the country for sure, but most people don't have the time. Most people aren't invested in hating you. They might misunderstand you, or they might not understand things you believe. But it always seemed weird to me to think that they were just people that were just stewing in their hatred of you. Some of them might be, but I think the vast majority of people are busy.
Yeah, I would say that. But they're also, the sad thing is the vast majority is also too busy to help. Because there's no reason why these these hate groups should exist. There should be enough, I don't know, education, and I don't understand.
Yeah.
That you know.
Well, I think it's a lot of people that had a pathway to a life at a certain point, but that's become more and more.
I shouldn't even say I don't understand that, because I grew up semi-sheltered in Boston, and there was a time, you know, with like, you know, somebody told a racist joke or whatever. Like, I didn't have a frame of, I kind of had a frame of reference, but like not enough. I was just a white kid in the suburbs. So you would laugh. And there was a time where I thought saying racist shit, you know, was like, you know, made you sound tough. And I didn't think I was tough. So it was kind of like that. But like, you know, my parents had a wide variety of friends. So I always had those examples in my head, like, I don't really believe that or whatever. So I think that's kind of like what people need.
Yeah.
And then also I think that people need to let people grow out of shit. Like, cause this whole fucking thing of going back in people's, Twitter accounts and all of that shit. It's just like
stupid.
I mean, there's like fucking 3-4 years ago, there's shit that I thought, or the way I looked at the world, I was just like, wow, man, I had that 100% wrong. And, you know, I lean left, and I got to say, watching people on the left go back 8 years in somebody's Twitter and find one comment and define them by that to ruin them was really a low point. And I felt that it was an 100% abuse of power, which was the ironic thing, is that it ends. We're fighting power by now that we have power. Now we're going to fucking abuse it. And I was always looking, I was like, dude, if you have to go back 8 years to find this guy being an asshole.
Yeah, he's been good for 8 years.
For 7 years, he wasn't an asshole. That's fucking amazing. Because I've never done that.
Well, Louis said it. There's no more localized stupidity. He said that we had him on a few weeks ago. People can't be idiots in private. Get over it. Grow up. And that be the end of it. People, because everything is public now, people make their mistakes online. They make their mistakes.
Well, they got to stop. They got to try it. Like when somebody fucks up, the first thing you shouldn't do, I don't think the first move is let's ruin this person.
Yeah.
It's why wouldn't you be like, all right, hey man, you realize when you said that makes, you know, somebody like this feel this way, or you saying that does this or whatever. And try to like have a conversation with them, because this whole ramming it down people's throats, it just doesn't. It doesn't work. Do you know these subjects are so fucking big, dude? And then we're not going to solve it on this podcast.
No, we did. We just did.
Did we?
Here's the thing.
I am an unbelievably flawed human being, so there's only so much that I can do.
Well, I think we're moving into an era.
Judge somebody else. Like, how the fuck could you do what I know I've done in the past? You piece of shit who reminds me of myself 6 years ago.
I think we're moving into an era of people that are just trying to live and let live. That's the hope. I think we're over that. I think people don't have any bandwidth for it anymore. I think people are moving on. They seem to be like they've learned a lot about other people's perspectives, perhaps. And they're just trying to say, hey, I'm a human being.
I love to think that the silent majority, to me, the silent majority is the person who can watch a video without commenting on it.
That's great.
Those people.
Those are the voters. They should vote. They should vote.
Those are the people that I would like running the country.
They should be allowed to vote.
If you can watch a YouTube video, even if it bothered you, you still don't have to leave a comment.
Yeah. If you don't have to weigh in, then you can vote.
And if you've ever written in all capital letters on YouTube in a comment, you should lose your right to vote.
You should be in jail. You should be in jail. What after this movie comes out, you're going to do the whole thing?
There's people who are going to comment and have to put it back into lowercase.
Yeah, they're going to comment in uppercase now. When the movie comes out, you're going to go on the press tour. Are you at the point now where you've done a lot of what you wanted to do? You have a ton of specials. You've done the movie. Mm-hmm. Are you getting to a point where you go, I've done a lot? And is that scary when you go, a lot of the stuff I've wanted to do is done? Like, you know, or is that...
You put me out to pasture?
No, I'm just saying we need work. No, I'm kidding.
No, I like what I'm doing. And I just, you know, I remember Keith Richards one time, they said to him like, Keith, Jesus Christ, he was like 65. He goes, how long are you going to do this? And he was just like, what are you talking about? He goes, I'm a musician.
Yeah.
This is what I do. I would do this in front of, you know, 80,000 or 8 people. I would still do it. This is literally what I do. And it wasn't bullshit, because I remember one time he said something where he was talking about he still loves like the smell when he opens a guitar case, just the smell of the guitar.
Yeah.
And that person when the interview was like, really? He goes, oh yeah. He goes, if I could just crawl in there and close the lid, I would. And then that's just one of those guys, like anytime he comes to town, it's like, I have to see that. I have to see somebody that loves what they do that much do it. Like, and whether you even realize it, I think subconsciously it affects you to either do what you do better or to at least try to go find whatever the joy is for you, your thing that makes you want to do what he was talking about.
And if people could connect to that, it would certainly be, I think, a better world if more people were happy doing what they do.
I don't think I have a lot of issues with God and his fucking half-ass work that he does on human beings.
Are you a believer?
Yeah, he crushed the mountains, the prairies, and the oceans, and then he just slapped human beings together. Dude, if he was making cars, the amount of recalls, the amount of bailouts he would have to get from the federal government.
But he did a great job with the setting. The set is beautiful.
It's like the sushi restaurant.
Yeah,
that's his DJ.
The vibe. He created the vibe.
Yeah. Am I a believer? I mean, yeah, you know what I mean? Maybe there's something, but I don't think it cares.
Yeah.
I think it's moved on, whatever the fuck it is.
That's an interesting thing. I've never heard that, but that actually makes a lot of sense. That whatever it is has moved on.
I think it's like a crazy painter, you know, missing an ear. And it's just like, there's an earth, man. It's just fucking groovy. Let's put some rings on this one.
Yeah, do it. And they'll have DJs in sushi restaurants.
Yeah, he's just in his bare feet painting.
Where are you on tour next? Are you going back out or are you chilling?
No, I have 13 dates left. I think there's a run I do where I do, one of the places is Peoria, Illinois, which is amazing because that's Richard Pryor's hometown.
That's great.
You know, only took him fucking forever to get a statue of him up there. Playing Chicago. I know I have Idaho coming up, Colorado Springs I know I have. New Orleans I have coming up. You know, bunch of fun places to go to. And I've been to all of these places. I literally have a thing in my phone called Places to Go.
Yeah.
In my notes. And I just have all these restaurants, cigar bars, and just shit to do in every town I've ever been in over the years. So that's kind of what I do to stay out of trouble when I'm out there.
Well, listen, I really appreciate you coming on. I know you're busy. I wish I could see the movie. Can you send me something that I can watch if I don't share it?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Because I just love to watch it.
Okay.
Yeah. I appreciate it. You asked me to do like a little thing in it, but I was in Australia. But I appreciate it.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Well, you know, it happens.
I don't know what kind of cop or whatever role it was. Probably like a dock worker, but.
No.
Yeah, okay.
You actually, I think the roles you give me shit.
Oh, okay.
Because I was flipping out in my car.
Okay.
And then you sort of watch it like you're not involved. You don't have a dog in the fight.
Yeah, but
And then I try to get you to agree with my position and you do not.
Okay. Well, we could do that again. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Anytime. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate that you asked me so much deep shit that you thought I actually
well, but you said a lot of great shit. That's
keyword in that is not great.
It's shit. But
I said a lot of shit.
All we say is shit.
Yeah,
but
I opened my pie hole and stuff came out.
Some of it's great. We get paid to talk, right? So, you know, and talk in a fun way.
Yeah. Speaking of which, here's an old guy thing to help out young people. You don't need an agent to get involved in your podcast money.
You hear that, Justin? Sorry, that was mine.
Yeah, like these kids, man, they're getting this shit where the agents are going to be like, oh, you know, we'll get you advertising. They're just going to promise you the fucking moon so they can get their foot in the door that you pay them on the podcast. And as far as I know, that'll be like you booking a series that never ends.
That's right.
And they're going to, even if you leave that agency, they're going to get your money forever.
That's right.
What gets you advertising money is you and your talent and getting fucking listeners. Don't give your fucking podcast away. Don't give your fucking ownership of your podcast away. There's no reasons for agents to be sticking their hands in this shit. There you go. Say that I stand by.
That's Bill Burr.
All right.
And we agree. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody.
There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. Joe Biden looked good. He did. He looked very good. I mean, he's old. We know he's old, but whatever he's on, whatever drug that they have him on is working. It worked. You know, I mean, he was a little overboard with like Russia's marching through Europe. And I'm not commenting on the substance of what he said, but the aesthetic was like this guy came to fucking party. He was doing crowd work. He was going off script, going back and forth with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I didn't know if he was going to be, he had a couple of flubs that were troubling, but we're used to them. It's all about getting people used to the thing. Everybody gets used to the thing that George W. Bush also couldn't speak. And he would make up words, and then it just became like, oh, it's fun. It's fun. You know? So Biden's thing is going to be, every now and then he's going to go, he's going to stop. He's going to look like he's dead. He's going to search for a word he cannot find. And then he'll eventually get it, and you're going to be kind of hanging on in that moment. There was a few times during the State of the Union where you were like, it's almost done. It's almost over. Come on, you got this. You got it. And you were hanging on to his word. You're like, whoa, what are you going for? And he goes, yeah, you got on a plane. We'll go to, I'll take you to Moscow. And then he goes, well, not Moscow. He goes, but he goes, maybe Moscow. Like he doubled back. He saved it. So that's what's going to, and in the debate, I mean, woo, the debates are going to be just, oof, like hanging on for dear life to every word he says. But it's made him kind of exciting again. His ability to go in and do 90% of it, and then the other 10%, you're like, how bad could this get? How off the rails could this get? Kind of makes him exciting. And you're kind of like, oh, it's kind of interesting. Because there were a few moments during a largely coherent speech. There were a few moments when it was deer in headlights. He didn't know where he was going. He didn't know why he had arrived at where he was. He was lost. You could see it. He goes, how did I even get here? Forget like where I go next. How did this happen? One of them was when Marjorie Taylor Greene was like, say her name. And then he said the name of the woman killed by the illegal, what's her name? Lyle Lacy, yeah. Lincoln Riley. He's like, Lincoln Riley, killed by an illegal. And then he was lost for a minute because he's like, fuck, how did this happen? Do you have that moment?
I think so. Yeah, here, one second.
Let's see if we have that moment. Because for a minute, he's like, how am I here? How did I get to Lincoln Riley? But all in all, a phenomenal job from a guy who is a corpse. Whatever drug, I think it's called the Lazarus drug. I think this is a drug that they put people on at the end when they're in it's stage 4, but they still have to be the president. Like this is the final, this is what they've got. Make no mistake, what he is on is the best they can do. That guy at that podium you will not get that guy any other time. You might get it in a debate. Did you see when he was having ice cream talking about Israel and Gaza? You're not going to get that guy in the ice cream shop. You're not getting him in the Oval Office when he kind of doesn't know what's happening. You're getting him very, very rarely. That level of energy, that level of clarity. Except for, again, a few, because nothing's perfect. No drug is perfect. Let's take a look at this.
Not really.
Here he goes. Go to the pin. Go to the pin.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal.
Good. He says illegal.
That's right. But how many of the thousands of people being killed by illegals?
But
To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand.
good. He brings it back to him. How good was that? No, but that was good. I was shocked. I was on the couch going, who the fuck is this? Lincoln Riley. Then he's like, she was killed by an illegal. Everybody's like, okay. And then he's like, then he brings it back to him. He's like, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself, and everyone has to quiet down. But then he's kind of, now watch. Can we watch a little more? Because now he kind of doesn't quite know where he is right after that moment. Right after that moment, he's a little confused. He's a little befuddled because, you interrupted his flow. He's been practicing this speech, every single day, and they interrupted him. Marjorie Taylor Greene interrupted his flow. And then he's like, so then the moment after that, he's a little all over the place. Like he's not, but I mean, I was shocked.
It's not about him. It's not about me. I'd be a winner. Not really.
There it is.
I
See? There he goes. Where is he? Where is he? What do you get? Get the pin. Get the pin. Get the gavel. Morgan and Morgan.
Lincoln Riley.
That's right.
An innocent young woman who was killed.
They should always
By
have
an illegal.
things for him.
That's right.
They should
But how
always
many of
have
thousands of people
visual
being killed by
aids
illegals?
and props for him,
To
by
her
the way.
parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself.
Pick something
I
else up.
understand. But look, if we change the dynamic at the border,
This is right.
people pay these smugglers $8,000
Keep
bucks
going.
to get across the border.
Keep going,
because
Pop.
they know if they get by.
Oh, boy.
If they get by.
Yep.
And let into the country.
We're there.
it's
We're almost
6 to 8
there.
years before they have a hearing,
That's correct.
and it's worth taking the chance of the $8,000.
Yeah, we're
But-
getting there.
But
Let's start to wrap it up.
if it's only 6 months, 6 weeks,
Whatever.
the idea is
Come
it's
on
highly
in.
unlikely that people will pay that money.
Come back
and
to
come
us.
all that way.
That's
knowing
right.
That they'll be able to be kicked out.
That's
quickly.
right. Okay. So it's moments like that. You're on the edge of your seat going, where will it go? But I like the idea of, hey, he has a pin. During the debates, give him visual aids. Give him props. Let him pick something up and remind himself of what he's talking about. If he has to reference somebody who was murdered, make a pin for all of the things he has to read. China should be a pin. He picks it up and goes, China, Taiwan, Taiwan's a pin. Everything should be a pin. I like him with a visual aid. He likes it. He needs it. I want it. I like him going to like a Gallagher-esque bag, if you will, pulling out props, pulling out things. Here we go. Take a look at what I got. He's got a big map of the border. He gives it to Kamala. He's got a big map. This is a good gag. It also buys him time. He's on a delay, and the drugs are only working so well. So any type of, prop bag of wacky gadgets he can bring out during the debate is absolutely essential to keep this on track. So I love him with this pin. What a gift Marjorie Taylor Greene gave to him. She didn't even know. Look at her. She's covered in pins, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's got every pin. Everybody who's got killed by an illegal alien, Marjorie Taylor Greene has their face on a pin. By the way, what store is that? A store I can go to in Florida and just buy dead people pins that were killed by illegal aliens? There's got to be a store. She's from what? Georgia? She's the senator, congresswoman, whatever. Who cares? Is there a store in Georgia where people that have been killed by illegals, you can turn them into pins? How does this work? What a fun carnival attraction to just be able to go and go, hey, I'd love to put this face on a pin. And they go, oh, is that, who is that? Is that your wife? No, it's a girl who was killed by an illegal. Oh, it's a fun carnival attraction. Any death that you want to politicize in this country, there should be a place for you to go, whether it's a kid who got shot at Sandy Hook or this poor woman who was killed by an illegal. You should be able to make them into a snow globe, a lava lamp, a pin. You should be able, if you really, you could do everything in this store. You could have like, the targets. You can make people's faces targets if you don't like. But no, dead people whose deaths you want to use as political pawns, you should be able to make them into trinkets and things to hand out. Keychains. If an illegal immigrant kills me, please make me into a keychain. Please, for the love of God, make me into a keychain and hand me out to these, whoever these are, these Turning Point USA people, whatever, who's ever excited to go to these conventions. Make me a keychain, make me a Nerf, maybe shoot little Tim Dillon balls out of a Nerf gun. Figure out a way where I can live on through a kind of really schlocky, knick-knack. It's a knick-knack. It's very interesting to just have the pins of dead people. Do you think Marjorie Taylor Greene puts any of the pins of the kids who've been shot in school shootings on? Probably not, right? And then the Democrats, because the Democrats have all those pins of all the black people who've been killed by the police and the school shooting people. And then the Republicans have the pins of all the fetuses that have been killed. And I mean, you got to just do one pin per whatever, 10 million fetuses, right? That these whores have flushed down the toilet in their part, in what they believe. So it's just got to be pin to pin to pin. And I'm all for it, man. I like this idea of because we know in America that unfortunately people are going to die in ways that we are going to then politicize. This is just what happens. Say her name. So what we have to do is find a way to make those people into, fun souvenirs. Become a souvenir. Die in a political way. Become a souvenir. Be handed out during a convention. Become a pin. Why not? Do it. I want to thank the good people of Arizona, and I want to say you're welcome. I want to thank them because with very little resources, very little, the citizens of Gilbert, Arizona were able to push the police to arrest 7 people in the murder of this kid, Preston Lord, that we talked about on this show. And I want to tell the citizens of Arizona, I want to say that you are welcome. I don't need a pat on the back. But let's be very clear. This is me. I did this. Let's be very clear about this. I sounded the alarm bell nationally for this. That's what happened. I don't need someone to come over and call me a hero or write an article about me or make a documentary about me or say that, they're amazed at how much of a humanitarian I am. I don't need to stand on a stage with an award. But let's be very honest. I was the one pushing this story. And yes, because I want to make a film about it. Partially, only partially. I also want justice. But I was the one, and people said to me, why do you care about this story? Why does it matter to you? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. And I'm glad you asked. I'm a capitalist, and I believe in things. I believe I have virtues that I believe in. When I heard that these low rent Taibo gym owning people or whatever were trying to cover up a murder of a kid. I'm like, you don't get to do that because you sling smoothies in the desert, dummy. You only get to do that if you're a real blue blood elite. You want to drive off a bridge with a chick in your car? Your name better be Kennedy. You want to go AWOL on the Vietnam War, and then when people find out all of the buildings that house the documents that they could prove that didn't end up going on fire, your name better be Bush. If you are not elite, I do not want you covering up murders because I believe in the country I live in. Do you understand that? Or do I have to explain it again to you? I will not let the final days of this country, okay, the end stage of this empire, I will not let the history of this be written by people that own smoothie cafes in Arizona. You will not be getting your kid out of trouble. They will go to jail. They will go to jail. Now, initially, we made this into a whole Mormon conspiracy. That wasn't true. That wasn't true. But it took the heat off the Jews. Now, so never question my motives. Do you understand? Everybody's like, wait, are the Mormons covering up a murder in Arizona? And then just, stadiums of Palestinians just, I didn't intend, it wasn't my intention. It's what happened. But Sam Harris made a good point. Israel calls them all first, which I think is nice. Israel actually calls the phone of every Palestinian they're going to kill. This is actually true. Many people don't know this. They call them up and they're like, hey, what's up? We're gonna bomb you soon. And it's nice. I like that. I like it. I thought they weren't doing it, but they do. They call, they text. They send just a couple of fire emojis. Watch out. A couple of fires emojis. It's nice. It gives people, it's respectful. But the reason that I got so invested in this case is because, number one, injustice everywhere is whatever that is thing, the threat to violence. And what did Dr. King say, or Shakespeare? Right? The cops, whenever there's a cop beating a guy. Here's my point. My point is that even these rat people that live in this sand hell, this sand pit where they think they have money, they don't deserve to be killed. You know what I mean? So the reason that I got involved was because I saw that there was not a national figure leading this movement trying to hold these people accountable. These goon kids, these white kids, white demon devil kids. Does no one watch this part of the show where I'm crusading for the imprisonment of white children? Does somehow they skip this part and they only listen to the parts where somehow accidentally I say something glaringly racist because I had a bad experience at a tropical cafe or something and someone's got to be held accountable that doesn't look like me? But the point is, no one listens. I want these kids. I was disappointed that they're not going for the death penalty because I think it's funny. I love a good bit. And, these kids are in high school. They're 17, 18, but they're adults. That's the line. I say kill them if you can convict them. Kill them. Let me follow it up with this as well. Get Renner's, that's the kid. Can I say their name now? If they sue me, I'll sue you back.
We can beep it, but his name's in public record, yeah.
If you sue me, you have no idea what I will do. I don't have a family. You have a family. I don't. Yes, your family is junkies and murderers, but I don't even have those. So you have no idea what I will do. I have all of my money is reserved for these things. By the way, look at the judge in this case, please. Is Arizona even a real state? Can you look at this judge? Can you close up on this judge? What is going on here with the fucking mustache of this judge? He's one of the goons. He's on the inside. I watched this arraignment today, and I looked at this judge, and I'm like, is this even a person? We don't have ad block. Oh, it's AZ Central. Take a look at this. Look at this judge's handlebar mustache and his black rimmed glasses. May I get you a seated big terrific in Williamsburg, sir? Jenny Slate is absent. Tim Dillon and Lisa Traeger will be on this evening. But that's what you get. Let me tell you what needs to be done. Get Renner's attorney up because she's no fucking joke. I also, by the way, I mean, none of these people know how to, you know what I mean? Like, they don't, this isn't really a state where people know how to dress. Let's just be honest. They used to be cowboy. It's like a freak show over there. Let's be very honest. I know. Oh, Tim, you wear fucking, shut up. I'm not saying I'm the thing, but I'm saying let's be very honest, okay? This is Daria, who grew up here. So this woman is now, but by the way, the guy who's behind her is a real criminal who just does DWIs. I looked him up. I looked these people up. He's a real criminal. But I like him. You need a good criminal because he'll go plant evidence and stuff. You need that. He's a real criminal. And they probably have something on him, this family, who I'm not completely, I haven't completely, even though I am interested in justice, I haven't decided that I wouldn't work for this family in the future. You know what I mean? Like I haven't written them off. You know what I mean? DMs are open. That's my attitude on them. Because I don't know everything that's going on here. This bitch is good. What's her name?
It's Christine Whalen.
Christine Whalen. Now, here's the deal. She might get these fuckers off, or this one of them. Talon. There's two Talons. Talon. They have all these weird names. They're trash. They have dumb names. The point is this. They're garbage. They're horned fucking, spiny toed. I mean, this is a nightmare, this place. Of course, not Paradise Valley. Scottsdale, Paradise Valley. Many friends. The point is this woman could get, so here's the deal. Here's the reality. I need to try the case. If you bring in a lawyer, a DA to try this case, you may lose. This bitch is good. I'm better. Okay? The jury pool in Arizona will have a reading level of second grade. Do you understand? The average reading level in America is 4th to 5th grade. The reading level in the Arizona jury pool will be 2nd grade. Okay? On average, which means some of the jury will be reading at the level of a kindergartner, where it will be words and then the majority is pictures. Okay? Like my godson is 3. Monkey. He goes, oh, you're not, it's just what you're dealing with. I know how to get their attention with loud outfits and big sunglasses and big pops. They're not going to care about the facts of the case. If you think these jury members are going to care or even listen to the facts of this case, you got to find people dumb enough to not have an opinion on this, by the way. This is the only news coming out of that state. Literally it. So you got to find people that are so dumb that they don't have a strong opinion on this, or at least lie. I'm telling you, you make me the prosecuting attorney. I'm telling you right now, I deliver a conviction. Because I will put on a show. You have to put on a show. Okay? And this is not to disparage the residents of Arizona at all, but you're really, really stupid. And that's not, and I don't mean to, and I'm not saying that in a negative way. I've observed that, okay? Now, because of that, there are ways that information needs to be presented to you, okay? I'm not above doing a freestyle rap for an opening statement. Do you understand? I'm not above that being like, you think you're a goon? Leave the fucking room. You know, he killed that kid, you know, but I'm damn, you know what I mean? But you got to picture it with a very colorful hoodie with the kind of the 80s boombox. You know, kind of really put the work in, put the effort into it. He killed that kid. They stomped out his head. His parents tried to cover it up because they think they got bread, but they ain't got bread. Listen to what I said. Like, it's got to be rhyme. I'm telling you, it's an Arizona jury box. It's a bunch of lizards. It's got to be rhyme. It's got to be... Am I above? You think I'm not coming out with a smoke machine for my closing statement? You're out of your mind. First of all, it happened on Halloween. There's a Halloween party where this kid get killed, unfortunately. And RIP to the kid. I pray there is a heaven and a God. I always have. And I think there kind of is, maybe. I get more religious as I get older. I don't know what that means, but I'm either getting more correct or more incorrect, and no one will know, and no one can call me on it. The point is this. I would have everyone come in a Halloween costume for the summation, the closing statement. And even though that would seem very, very counterproductive and it would lose me a lot of the people who think it's a very heinous and disrespectful thing to do, people like dressing up, legit. You understand? So if I'm going to recreate what happened at a Halloween party, I'm going to ask the jury and the members to everyone wear a costume. Okay? Now, this is unorthodox. People just say to me, this is unorthodox. Play Rachel Mitchell, this little goblin bitch, yelling at everyone on the Reddits and saying that it's wrong that we're circulating unsubstantiated conspiracy theories. Bitch, I don't get a check where you get a check. I said, you know... And I read these Reddits. I don't really post on them because I don't really know enough about Arizona to say anything, you know, other than it's a hole. I love this water, Aquapana. Sponsor the show. No, play the press conference she had where she announced the indictments, and then she yelled at the community for going on Reddit and trying to solve the fucking crime. Now, here's what happened. Yes, were some members of the community wrong? Did they impugn the credibility of the investigation to a degree? Sure. Did they launch unprovoked accusations at members of the community's children? Yes. Did they fuck up things to a degree? Yes. But everything, you know, it was... The inertia that moved this case forward was the community demanding they do something, because the Gilbert police have done nothing for years. All these kids just attacking random people, and then one of them died. Lake Riley, say her name. Lake Riley. Lake Riley. She was a lovely young woman killed by an illegal. Lovely young woman killed by an illegal. I love Fume. The first time I tried it, it was more flavorful than I thought. It felt very fresh. The taste was refreshing, like herbal tea. If vapor was compared to sticky soda, Fume flavors would compare to herbal tea. Not as sweet, but a lot more natural. I like how it's weighted, perfectly balanced, and extremely fun to fidget with. How beautiful the real wooden shape are. You feel cool using it. You do. Start your year off right with The Good Habit by going to tryfume.com/Tim. And get the journey pack today. Fume is giving listeners of the show 10% off when they use my code TIM to help make starting The Good Habit that much easier. So start the year off right again by going to The Good Habit, going to tryfume.com/TIM, and getting the journey pack today. Fume is giving listeners of the show 10% off. That's huge when they use my code TIM to make starting a good habit this year that much easier. Give your fingers a lot to do, which is helpful for de-stressing and anxiety while breaking your habit. So many times I want to buy tickets to something, but I'm last minute. I don't know what to do. I'm all over the place. And it's unfortunate. But then I discovered the Game Time app. You shouldn't have to worry when you buy tickets to your next big event. Game Time is a fast, easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their best price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. Browse through the Game Time app and talk about upcoming events in your area. I mean, it's easy to do, folks. There's so many things coming up, from Taylor Swift to big comedy shows. Netflix is a joke fest. all that stuff. Easy to find, easy to buy tickets for every kind of event. Views from all seats in the venue. You can check them out online. Lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, job loss protection, etc. Game Time is the only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. See the view from your seat before you buy. You know exactly what to expect. All-in prices show your total up front, so you know you're getting a great deal before you check out. Buy tickets in seconds with 2 taps. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code TIM for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code, spell out TIM for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Now, this woman, I have respect for this woman, okay? Because I've said a lot of negative things, and I say them in jest about Arizona. But here's the deal, and this is why I respect them, okay? This woman is no joke. This Rachel Mitchell, who's doing handling this, I respect that they got the penguin up here doing this. Rachel Mitchell, please.
I don't want to cover up the microphone. Am I okay here, sound-wise? Everybody okay? Good evening, everyone. Today, a grand jury has indicted 4 people in the murder of Preston Lord. And before I discuss the details of these indictments, let me remind you that we are talking about the death of a 16-year-old boy. As I have said in the past, I have spoken with his family, and they are in agony. The loss of a child is unimaginable for most of us, but to live it is a whole new level of horror. I do want to say this to all of those who have continued to post innumerable, unfounded, ill-informed theories on social media.
How dare you?
I hope you will pause and consider.
Will not.
And evaluate the effect that you may have had on this family.
Yeah, it gave them hope.
Several months.
Gave them hope, Penguin.
Because now you are about to see the crucial steps of the real legal process at work. This has taken months, but not because no one was working on it.
Because
Quite
we had to find the ring and then bring it to Mount Doom.
More about that in the moment.
All right, get her out of here. I'm just saying, get her out of here, Rachel Mitchell. We want the kids convicted. I want them given the death penalty, okay? I'm just saying that's not going to be easy to do, but I would like it to happen. And I want it to happen. And I want to be the one to try the case and then also to kill all of them. Wall Street Journal is now profiling a man who is super commuting from Ohio to New York City every week. He doesn't live in New York, but he basically said to himself, hey, what am I really going to do? Let's watch this because this seems like a good life.
New York. To get to the office on time, I set my alarm in Columbus for 4:15 a.m. and then hustle to the airport for a 6 a.m. flight. If everything goes to plan, I should make it to the office by 9 a.m. I moved out of the city during the pandemic to be closer to family, and when it came time to return to the office in 2022, I didn't quite want to return. There were no good apartments within my budget, and I liked Ohio because it meant walks with my sister and short drives to see my parents. So after doing some math, I thought I could keep my living expenses, super commuting plus an apartment in Ohio, at around $3,200 a month, or about the price of a nice New York studio. I've used points and miles to book flights and hotels, but ultimately ended up going over budget by 15% and relying on the kindness of friends who let me house sit in the city. I've been doing this trip once a week for over a year.
Can you imagine, by the way, places. Can you imagine getting that call that guy wants to house sit again? Like, first of all, he's a serial killer. He's living in Ohio so he can go on walks with his sister. What does that mean? He's a killer. The guy's a killer. He seems like a murderer. I live in Ohio. It's nicer. It means walks with my sister. Play the rest of it.
But I'm not sure how much longer I can keep this up. But for now, I just made it into our office. It's 9:51. It's time to start the workday.
Yeah, I don't, I okay. It's like, yeah, great. People commute all the time. The majority of people's life is commuting. That's the majority of what people do. That's really what it is. That's why people listen to this show and other shows, because people are always commuting. They're always going from one place they don't want to be, home, to another place they don't want to be, work. And yeah, good for him. I mean, listen, if he enjoys, and I'm sure he doesn't, but if he finds this is a financially feasible thing, then do it. Do it. Who cares? I'm sick of judging people's lives, you know? The other way to do it is being a forever renter. Somebody is saying the average age of a renter now is 33 years old. It was 29 a decade ago. Owning stuff ain't for everyone. I mean, I think you should, it should be the goal, but it's not for everybody. So, you know, there's a lot of people that don't want to buy houses. It's very difficult. And they don't have the money, and they might not want the responsibility to buy fucking houses. So what they do is they rent houses, you know? And here's the deal. The real estate expert said that a portion of forever renters are of the higher end demographic and have an eye for apartments with large scale rooms, sophisticated aesthetics, and kid-friendly amenities. So basically they're like, listen, we don't want to buy. That's not where we want our money. We don't care. We'd rather rent. You know, if you rent, you just always are, you know, you don't have that security. Somebody can always raise the price on you. You know? Somebody could always come in there and go, hey, I mean, this happens to friends of mine who live in Brooklyn. They live in these little dumps, you know? These things you'd never want to live in your life. You would never want to live in these places. You would never want to live in these places. But every year they have to pay like $800 more a year for these apartments because the real estate market in New York is psychotic. You would never want to live in these places. But every year they just go, fuck it, I got to do it. They have no other option. That's the thing. If you don't have any other option, you know, then you just have to kind of, and I think a lot of people are over real estate anyway as a, you know, people understood, like when the boomers got it and then they went on that amazing ride with it, nothing appreciated more than real estate. And very few things do, right? I mean, if you have a great run in the stock market, you can, but real estate's still a very good investment. But I think younger people don't look at it as glamorously because a lot of them saw their parents get divorced and fight over a house, or they just remember a house as a place where somebody had a Halloween party and everybody killed a kid in Arizona. You know, like it's not always all amazing, the memories that people have in these homes, and I'm sure they never were. Most apartment buildings, especially over the last 10 years, have been targeting a 27-year-old, and they have orange doodads as the design theme. I don't know what that means. We have a mid-Atlantic focused portfolio. Our average renter 10 years ago was 29. Today it's 33. Soon it'll be 70. Soon people will live longer and they will just rent and they will not buy a home. And, you know, because everything is so out of control in terms of money, I've talked about it on the show, outside of forcibly evicting boomers from their houses and putting them in mental institutions and then putting those houses on the market, I don't know what else you can do. Truly, I don't know what else you can do. They won't stop or retire. It doesn't seem to be happening. They certainly don't want to sell. So you're just going to have to deal with the apartment, you know, until you regroup, till Bitcoin's up. Bitcoin's going back up. It's going back up. Get on the ride. Get the house if you want. This is not a financial advice show. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest personal injury law firm. They have 100 offices nationwide and more than 1,000 lawyers with over $20 billion recovered from over 500,000 clients. Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. I'm telling you guys, if you are hurt, slip, fall, car accident, whatever it is, and somebody needs to be held responsible, you are losing money, leaving money on the table if you don't get Morgan & Morgan. I'm telling you right now, their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/Tim or dial pound law pound 529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/Tim or pound law pound 529 from your cell. Okay? This is a company that I do a lot of great work with, and a lot of my friends have used and are always very happy with it. This is a paid advertisement. San Francisco homeless steal salt and straw, even they have a favorite flavor. Store manager claims homeless steal 5 to 10 pints a day. Their favorites are chocolate gooey brownie and salted malted cookie dough. Those are the best flavors. Such a fun idea to be a homeless guy eating ice cream in America, you know? To be a homeless guy in San Francisco eating ice cream. There's something really fun about that. It's kind of like you did it. If you're a homeless guy, right? Like, here's the 2 ways you know you've done it in this country, right? You're like Ken Griffin. You're the CEO of Citadel, and you just own it. Every city that you go to, inevitably, the guy that owns the most expensive apartment is Ken Griffin. No matter where you go. It's what he does. You go to Palm Beach, he's got $1 billion house. You go to New York, he owns a $220 million. You go to Chicago, he's got a thing. No matter where you are, Ken Griffin has the most impressive piece of real estate. Doesn't matter where you are. Go to Detroit, he's got whatever. He's got something. You know what I mean? Gary, Indiana, what's the nicest fucking shack? Ken Griffin has it. So that's one way to know you've made it in this country. The other way is if you are a homeless guy in San Francisco eating chocolate gooey brownie, having fun, eating salted malted cookie dough in San Francisco. Just homeless and eating ice cream in San Francisco. Those are the 2 archetypes of person that you can be now. You can be Ken Griffin or you can be a homeless guy in San Francisco eating ice cream. And you know if you work there, you can't say anything to them when they take the ice cream. You can't say anything. You go, okay. You go, cool. Hey, like best case, you go, hey, that's all right. Okay, so that's all right. This is the responses. All right, would you like? Sure. And they just leave. They just run out and leave. You know? And that's the only thing you can say if you work at Salt and Straw. Because somebody comes in there, they grab the ice cream and they leave. Why doesn't everyone steal it? You know what I mean? That's the real question. It'd be great if everybody just all what if homeless people just stopped doing fentanyl and they all started stealing ice cream from Salt and Straw and they were all just 500 pounds. Just going there and taking ice cream. I love the idea of that homeless people in between other things are just going in there and lifting ice cream. Salt and Straw is a Portland company. This is their whole thing, right? Just give homeless people free ice cream. Just do it. I know the Republicans will get mad at that. Who cares? You've made homelessness, already like a thing that people are going to do in your city. San Francisco, where if you're homeless, you get ice cream. Stop with the fentanyl. Have a sundae. Start marketing that. Have a cone. Needles for cones? How about that? You go to Salt and Straw, you give them a needle or a gun that you found, and they give you a nice ice cream sundae. I don't think that's a bad idea. You come in, you go, hey, I think this is fentanyl, but I don't know. Oh, well, thank you. We're not calling the cops. Thanks for turning it in. So anyway, would you like to try our goat cheese and olive oil? And they're like, nah, I don't want any of that shit. They're like, yeah, we'll give you the brownie. It's nice that the homeless aren't falling for the bullshit Salt and Straw flavors, like avocado ice cream. The homeless are like, fuck you. I want cookie dough or I want brownie. I want something I understand. I'm homeless. They're like, would you like to try a new burnt fig? They're like, hey, I shit in the street. You understand? Give me something real. I want a brownie or I want cookie dough. You can't do that, run that bullshit on me that you run on people that live in houses. Okay? I want something real. we have like an amazing, it's actually a rose flavored. Hey, would you like to try it? No. I'd like to steal the brownie one. I'm going to steal the brownie one and I'm going to leave. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to eat it. They probably eat it close too. That's what I like. And I'll eat it outside. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to eat it. What are you going to do? Can you imagine calling the cops in San Francisco? Can you imagine how low on the list of priorities that is? Hi, Sarah from Salt and Straw. Well, there's the homeless guy, and he just came in here, and he just stole a pint of cookie dough. They're like, all right, well, if we see him, we'll straighten that out. We're on our way. We're on our way, Sarah. Right after we deal with this bus station that's being burned down, we'll get on the homeless people who stole that pint of pistachio ice cream from Salt and Straw. Right after this family of tourists, we're going to try to free them from this elevator they've been barricaded in. But after that, we're going to get right on the cookies and cream gate. This last article here, it says the golden age of the American Jew is ending. I'm not even going to talk about that. That's just an actual article. And I mean, what am I going to do here? I don't think it is. I got a lot of golden Jews around me, baby, except my agent and manager who are both somehow Gentiles. Maybe that's a lesson learned, right, from me? Well, anyway, timdillcomedy.com if you want to see any live dates. We're going to Royal Albert Hall in London. I mean, what are you, nuts? If you don't live in London, I'd fly there. We've got so many dates in Europe, but I mean, Royal Albert Hall is really the exciting and impressive venue. Saturday night, come on down to Fantasy Springs Resort over in Indio, if you can. Stand Up Live, Phoenix, Arizona. I've said nothing but good things. Then Belfast, Manchester, Glasgow, Amsterdam, London, Copenhagen, Helsinki, Stockholm, 2 shows in Dublin, then San Jose, Port Chester, New York, Atlantic City, New Jersey. But yeah, Royal Albert Hall in London. Very exciting about doing that. Let's hope that the Gilbert goons get their comeuppance. Let's hope that they are... in all seriousness, I hope they go to jail. I hope they are in trouble because I hope there's justice for this kid, right? I mean, there is nothing that we can do here except watch and wait and potentially have me get involved as somebody who tries a case. It would be a good idea, though. I'll get up and I'm like, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, many of you are surprised to see me here. They're all going, who are you? I go, cut it out. The reality is I have given up for a week or so a very lucrative job as a podcaster, we pre-recorded, to come here and to talk about this situation because I feel like it needs to be done. Okay? The facts, we're going to lay all out. We're going to lay out all the facts. But I'll tell you right now, that ain't where this lives. You know it and I know it. You're from Arizona. The facts are not going to decide this case. You know it and I know it. Let's get real. You won't even pay attention to the facts for more than 3 minutes. So what I promise to do for you is paint a picture, a new one every day, so you don't forget of why this guy needs to fry. Fry. You don't even have that anymore. You got lethal injection, but these kids need to fry. We don't kill children in an organized way anymore in this country, and we're worse off for it. Yes or yes? This is when the jury start to get them. When we used to kill children and other children knew we were killing these children, those children knew how to act, right? Children don't know how to act, yes or yes? Hopefully an old black woman starts nodding her head. We used to beat these motherfuckers with spoons, beat them, hit them. But we don't do that anymore because of the communists making them trannies in the schools. Now the whole crowd's clapping. The whole jury is, the judge is like, I order you to sit down. And I go, and I will steal a little bit. I'll go, you're out of order. I'm out of order. This whole courtroom's out of order, right? And then I bring in strippers. Now there's 2 Arizona strippers flanking me with a kind of very tasteful shirts of this gentleman who's sadly lost his life. And they have these tasteful shirts on and they're kind of dancing. And I'm like, listen, we kill 1 kid, we save 1,000. Fry him. Fry him. Fry him up. And then the strippers are just going, they're like, quesadilla. I don't know why, but it's just a food. And the people in Arizona are like, I am hungry. So this is what I mean about what you need to kind of put this out there as kind of the opening statement. I said, the closing statement, we have a smoke machine. We're doing it in costume, but we're going to kill this motherfucker. These kids are running around this town thinking that they can do whatever they want. They cannot. How do these kids have nicer cars than the jury? We should be killing them, stealing from them. I mean, this is what I would say. These are the things I would say. I don't know if this is correct or not, because this whole thing they said was a $10 necklace, gold chain necklace led to this tragedy.
Yeah, it was a $10 necklace. Here you go.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, in all seriousness, we hope that there is some justice here. We've been following this case clearly, but Joey Biden, baby, he's coming back a little bit. And of course, we never count anybody out. He's still behind in the polls. We're watching this whole thing closely, but if they're going to keep him on that drug, if they're going to keep him on that fucking miracle limitless drug that he's on from that movie, where they're just going to give him a pill and watch him fly, I mean, that was like watching the fucking luck dragon from Neverending Story fly. That guy, it became Falcor. You watched him, you're like, this guy is fucking amazing. He's amazing. I didn't even listen to what he was saying. I don't even care. It doesn't even matter. He's like, Putin's on the march in Europe. I'm like, that's not really happening, but who cares, you know? He just starts saying stuff. That's what politics is. People just say stuff. He's like, it's like World War II. I'm like, no, it's not, but all right, keep going. He goes, history will judge us for what we do now. I go, you may be, but what? What? I'm not going to Ukraine. You think it's going to be the beginning of Saving Private Ryan? And me and my friends are going to get out of a thing and go on to the Ukraine? That's not this. So it's not like the beginning of World War II. I don't know what it's the beginning of. You can fill that in on your own. But it ain't the beginning of World War II. Nobody I know is going to be like, hey, history is going to judge us for. Can you imagine saying that to another person? We got to sign up for the military. Why? History is going to judge us. Freedom is under assault, abroad and at home. It's like, hey, buddy, freedom under assault abroad, freedom's got to figure it out. Freedom better figure it out, okay? We left out Afghanistan. What happened to that? Freedom was under assault. Then the Taliban came back in, and we were just like, guess what? Put them back. Put them back in. So I'm old enough to know how these things end, how this stuff how this goes. But he's still, again, as a show, it was great. As a show, as a spectacle, he comes out, he's like, it's World War II. Evil Putin, Vladimir Putin of Russia, is on the move. And every boy, now in World War II, there were like young men and women listening to that going, we got to fulfill our duty. Now we have the Gilbert Goons doing fentanyl vapes. They're not enlisting in the military to go to the Ukraine. Okay? No one, we just don't have the greatest generation. So whatever he's trying to sell, he better scale back. But then he was smart. He's like, and there's no American troops in the Ukraine, and there won't be. So that was good. I was like, oh, cool. He's like, it's World War II, but you can just watch. I'm like, fair. Hey, you might be converting me. He's like, it's World War II. History is going to judge us because on what we do, but we don't have to do that much. We're just going to print some fake money and send it over. All right. So I don't have to storm any beaches? No sirree, Bob. History will judge us for what we do right now. So what are we going to do? Argue about trans swimmers for 3 years while these people blow each other up. with some fake money that we create. I mean, and then he goes, I'm from Delaware. He leans in. I'm telling you right now, he might be winning me over a little bit. He's like, I'm from Delaware. It's the most corrupt. He basically said every corrupt corporation's there. And he goes, we're going to make a lot of money. I'm like, well, I mean, if this is the party, see, usually with these people, they're always like, they come to you for something eventually. They go, and we need troops. We're going to raise your taxes. We need to, and I'm not saying he's good. He's not good. But this speech was the most effective speech I have ever seen in the sense that he was like, we're not asking you to do anything. You people can do exactly what you want to do, which is get pins made of the people that die by the immigrants. What we're going to do is keep letting Putin and Ukraine blow each other up because we need it. The arms race needs it. Sorry. That's why even the Republicans are kind of quiet about during the whole thing. They're like, yeah. Is the arms race needs? He goes, the arms race needs it. So he says, World War II. History is going to judge you by what you do right now. And then immediately he's like, they're trying to take away abortion. We're like, that. All right. There we go. Now we're So if that's going to be the tenor of how he runs this campaign, like these big proclamations and statements followed up by absolutely nothing, I think it could be good. This is the most momentous time in history. Cool. What do you want from us? Go play scratch-offs, you bums. All right. Go commute 5 states away to your job and go kill your kids. Kids kill your kids. Kids. Arizona, kids kill. Lake Riley. TimDillonComedy.com if you want any tickets to anything. We appreciate it. Sorry we were out last week, but I had episodes with Andrew Schultz and a PBD podcast. I mean, God, how many hours of media you need, folks? Enough. Plus, we're on Patreon. As always, the good people of Morgan & Morgan, we have this out here. They sent us that. It is an episode about justice, so why not? We love you, and we seriously think about letting me try this case. I'm telling you right now, I will win. Thank you.